Hello, I am Wilson. That's not my real name. My parents don't hate me quite that much. They hate me considerably more because they actually gave me the name Michael. Now, if you know a Michael, you might not even realize it because none of us go by Michael. We are statistically the most common name in the country, to the point where I'll be walking through the supermarket and just hear, "Michael, put that down!" And I'll be holding cereal just a bit. Where the shit are you? I moved out to get away from this. I want my free Lent! And it'll turn out it's some little dickhead down the end of the road who's decided, I need 8 Kinder Surprise. But I'll be a bit honest with you. I do love my parents. They put a lot of thought into naming me. My mum came up with a lovely list of names, and my dad, being a teacher, picked the one that he hated least based on his role for class at the time. So there was Anthony. Can't be Anthony. He was detention yesterday. Is Steve okay? No, Steve's doing drugs behind the bike shed. He's wheeling and dealing. Can it be Michael? Hold on a second. Flips open grade book. Ah, A+, yes! We'll name him Michael and he will forever get A+. Sorry to disappoint you, Mum. But I am reasonably smart, my parents keep telling me. I'm actually studying science, which means I love to experiment, both in and out of the lab. If you get my drift, ladies and gents, because that's what that means. And just in case, that's my number. There was a lady up the back earlier. But carrying my number is actually the most organized thing I've ever done in my life. Perpetually handed in assignments 10 seconds before they were due, as if it was a challenge and the only race I'm good at. But I look at my parents' generation and I go, oh my God, you had everything set perfectly in a row. And I actually found out quite recently that for my parents, this came down to their funny business in the bedroom. Where both my parents were uni students when they had me, and they planned both the conception to the day and my birth around university break. Because God forbid the bundle of joy that you will love for 18 years and boot out of the house should interrupt your assignment for that week. But it's not just me. I thought I was special. I was like, when I was born, they went, oh, we're going to love and care, and then give up by the time they got to my siblings, because that's what parents do. Like, first child, legend, we're going to give him everything. Second child, nah. Third child, oh, fuck. But it turns out the only one of us that they missed the date was my sister, by 1 week. 1 week. So my mum is very smart. She managed to still get the D for the topic, and the D 9 months earlier. So she does very well. Having the last name Wilson is something that I would never opt into. My mum, when she got married, opted into being a Wilson, but being a Wilson comes with some privileges. We are sons of Will, as the name might suggest. But it's also a really common name in fiction. So anyone under about 35, you go, oh, hey, I'm Wilson, nice to meet you. And they go, Wilson! Because of Castaway. And they're like, oh yeah, because you're red, white, and round. Please don't lose me at sea. My life's enough of a mess. I can't take drowning right now. But older people, anyone over about 35, reacts drastically differently. And I did not realize what they were talking about when they did this, but I'd be like, oh, hi, I'm Wilson, and I'd go, ha, Wilson! It's just like, oh, shit. I've studied history. I'm clever. And you can't be doing this, guys. You can't just be like, oh, a random person I just met. Not cool. Not cool. It turns out there was actually a show in the early 90s called Home Improvement. You may not remember the name. You may remember the catchphrase of said show. And it turns out there is a character in said show who dispenses wisdom. So I like to think I too am wise, but he would hide behind a fence and you could only see... You can only see his eyes. And I thought, okay, that seems reasonable, but if you've got to relate that, you go, oh, you must be very wise. Not, oh, you must really be anti-Semitic. And it's like, I mean, I don't hate the Jews. They're pretty good. They've made some of my favorite movies. Avatar, if you saw it, excellent movie, made by James Cameron, not a Jew. But there are many other great ones that were. So I'd like to leave you with one last thought, and I'd just like to say, if you see a Michael in public, or if you don't, just remind them that they are the largest voting bloc in the country. That you should write to your politicians, and they could win an election on the votes of Michaels by promising Michaels free pizza. Right? Free pizza for all Michaels, votes in the bag, and then we wouldn't get someone like Trump. Thank you very much.